What happens during a storm at sea? Your dinner plate just crashed to the floor. The ship is tilting so far you can't walk straight. One passenger described it as 12 terrifying hours with broken glass everywhere. This is what really happens when your cruise hits a storm at sea. The reality behind the marketing. Let's start with the truth. Cruise ships can sail faster than hurricanes can move, giving them the ability to outrun most storms. That's what Royal Caribbean tells you. But here's what they don't mention. Sometimes storms move faster than predicted, change direction unexpectedly, or you're simply too close to port to outrun them. A cruise ship will do everything possible to avoid a tropical storm or hurricane. They will reroute if necessary. I've been on cruises where we completely changed itineraries midweek. One Caribbean cruise famously diverted to Canada at the last minute because of an approaching hurricane. But what happens when avoidance isn't possible? Modern cruise ships are engineering marvels designed to handle rough seas. Shipbuilders test the center of gravity and buoyancy, including putting scale models through storm simulations. But there's a difference between surviving a storm and providing a comfortable vacation experience during one. The marketing makes it sound like storms are no big deal. The reality is more complicated. Yes, you'll probably be safe, but you might also spend days feeling miserable, watching your belongings slide around your cabin and dealing with seasickness like you've never experienced. What actually happens on board? When a storm hits, everything changes on your cruise ship. If rough weather is expected, onboard activities may be adjusted, and outdoor areas may temporarily close. But that sanitized description doesn't capture what passengers actually experience. Items fall off desks and counters, and many people experience motion sickness. Much of the ship remains open, but shows get canceled. During severe weather, pools close, restaurants struggle to serve food safely, and walking becomes an exercise in balance and timing. One passenger described their breakfast experience. "Suddenly my plate moved from my table. I was thinking it's little bit ship rocking, suddenly my plate drop in the floor." That's the reality. Cruise lines don't advertise. Meals become adventures in physics. Simple tasks like showering or using the bathroom require strategic planning. The crew works incredibly hard during storms. They secure loose items, help passengers navigate safely, and somehow manage to keep most services running. But they can't control physics. When 20-foot waves are hitting a ship, even the largest vessels will move, and you'll feel it. The passenger experience. Real stories. Let me share what passengers actually go through during serious storms at sea. These aren't gentle swells that make for romantic ocean views. These are storms that test both ship engineering and passenger endurance. One passenger on Anthem of the Seas recounted, "Things didn't really get better until the storm passed and we were able to turn around. The ship was totally trashed. Ceilings falling down, chairs overturned, broken glass everywhere. This wasn't a small weather disturbance. This was hurricane-force winds creating chaos throughout the ship." Another recent incident saw Force 11 winds over 64 miles per hour, and 25-foot waves battered the vessel, causing one passenger death and 100 injuries when the ship lost propulsion in heavy weather. While rare, these incidents remind us that storms at sea can be genuinely dangerous. But most storm experiences aren't life-threatening, just deeply uncomfortable. Passengers describe constant seasickness, inability to sleep due to the ship's movement, and the challenge of simply moving around safely. The biggest risk to passengers is falling and breaking bones during heavy rolling. One cruiser who experienced 6 days at sea during rough weather noted how extended storm conditions affected the entire cruise experience. It's not just a few hours of inconvenience. Severe weather can dominate entire vacations. Behind the scenes, what the crew does. When storms hit, cruise ship crews spring into action with protocols most passengers never see. The bridge becomes command central, with officers monitoring weather data continuously and making split-second decisions about course changes, speed adjustments, and safety measures. Royal Caribbean has its own chief meteorologist who provides each ship important guidance on weather conditions. This isn't just about avoiding storms. It's about minimizing their impact when avoidance isn't possible. The crew secures everything that can move. Pool furniture gets locked down or removed. Restaurant equipment gets secured. Even artwork and decorative items throughout the ship get special attention. The goal is preventing the kind of damage that creates flying debris during heavy rolling. Medical staff prepare for increased injuries. During rough seas, the medical center sees more patients dealing with seasickness, falls, and anxiety. They stock extra seasickness medication and prepare for the possibility of serious injuries if conditions worsen. Housekeeping works overtime. Cabins get torn apart during rough weather as belongings slide around. The crew works constantly to help passengers secure their items and clean up damage as it occurs. The safety reality. Let's address the elephant in the room. How safe are you really during a storm at sea? Despite occasional turbulence, cruise travel remains one of the safest ways to explore the world. That's statistically accurate. Fatal cruise ship incidents are extremely rare, and modern ships are built to withstand conditions that would destroy older vessels. But safety and comfort are different things. While cruise ships can typically outrun most storms, passengers may still experience rough seas as their ship skirts the edges of a weather system. Even avoiding the worst of a storm doesn't mean avoiding all its effects. Recent incidents show that even modern ships face real challenges during severe weather. The engineering is impressive, but it's not magic. The reality is that cruise ships are remarkably safe during storms, but the experience can still be genuinely frightening and uncomfortable. Your physical safety is rarely at risk, but your vacation enjoyment definitely can be. What happens to your itinerary? Storm disruptions don't just affect your comfort, they can completely change your cruise plans. When a port is skipped, the only compensation you are entitled to is that destination's port fees, usually a minimal amount. That dream day in Cozumel you've been planning for months? Gone because of weather 500 miles away. Experienced cruisers know that itineraries are flexible. As one passenger noted, at the start of the cruise, the captain explains that the itinerary is Plan A, but they also have plans B, C, D. I have yet to go on a cruise that keeps to Plan A. You're always free to cancel your cruise before the cruise line does, but in most cases, you will lose the full price you paid. In instances of extremely severe storms, cruise lines will typically allow passengers to cancel without penalty. But the definition of extremely severe varies, and most weather-related itinerary changes don't qualify for full refunds. Weather can turn a carefully planned vacation into something completely different. Instead of exploring ancient Mayan ruins, you might spend extra days at sea or visit completely different ports. Some passengers love the adventure and unpredictability. Others feel cheated out of the vacation they paid for. How to prepare and what to expect. If you're booking a cruise during storm season or sailing routes known for rough weather, preparation can make a huge difference in your experience. Pack seasickness medication even if you've never been seasick before. Ocean storms create motion that land-based balance systems aren't prepared for. Bring items to secure belongings in your cabin. Cruise lines provide some drawer latches and cabinet locks, but extra bungee cords, non-slip mats, and zip-top bags can save your electronics and fragile items from damage. Book travel insurance that covers weather-related disruptions. Standard cruise line policies won't compensate you for missed ports or changed itineraries due to weather, but comprehensive travel insurance might cover some costs. Most importantly, adjust your expectations. If you're cruising during hurricane season in the Caribbean or crossing the North Atlantic in winter, rough weather is a possibility, not just a risk. Some of the most experienced cruisers actually enjoy storm experiences for their dramatic ocean views and cozy indoor atmosphere. The cruise lines have decades of experience handling weather disruptions. The ships are built to keep you safe, the crews are trained for storm management, and the engineering is genuinely impressive. But storms at sea are still storms, and even the best preparation can't eliminate all discomfort or inconvenience. Weather at sea remains genuinely unpredictable in modern travel. Satellite forecasting is excellent, but storms can strengthen, weaken, or change direction faster than ships can respond. When you cruise, you're accepting that Mother Nature might have her own plans for your vacation. The best storm experiences happen when passengers embrace the adventure rather than fighting it. Yes, your balcony might be off limits and your specialty dinner might be canceled, but you're also witnessing the raw power of nature from the safety of a floating city experiencing something few land-based travelers ever see. What questions do you have about cruising during rough weather? Have you experienced a storm at sea? Share your stories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more cruise reality checks and insider tips. Thanks for watching, and may your seas be calm and your adventures be epic.